Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a look at r/Best of Redditor Updates. And you may also hear a cameo from my stomach because it is making some interesting noises today, to say the least. God knows what's going on. Apparently, my stomach's just like, yeah, I am hungry. You don't know it, but I know it. Feed me now. But no, we must crack on. There are things to do. Anyway. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in listening to today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Okay then, so this one was posted by Lucy Aria Rose, and it says, I lost respect for my significant other after a disgusting prank at work crossed a line. So Lucy Aria Rose is not the original poster. They are the person who compiled it all for us, like a lovely little bean. And the original poster is Who the F Did I Marry? And then apparently it was posted in r/just no significant other. I'm gonna have to remember that one in the brain box and have a look at that another time. So we have a trigger warning for messing with someone's food. Don't touch my food. Touch my food, you will feel my fork. Bullying, harassment, and threats of violence. Mood spoiler, gross and frustrating for the OOP. Okay, so I hope you're not snacking listening to this one. Sounds like that would be a bad idea. So, original post was posted February 21st, 2026, so not that long ago. Keeping this vague for privacy and throwaway account for obvious reasons. Again, I'm not sure why you would, especially if it's quite a specific thing. Someone's probably going to recognise the story, but okay, we move anyway. My significant other recently told me about a situation at their job. A co-worker accidentally left behind a food item and asked another co-worker to drop it off at their house. Not that it really matters, but thankfully the food item was still sealed and unopened. My significant other suggested dunking the item in a public restroom toilet as a joke before returning it. Ah, yeah, E. coli. So funny. The other co-worker actually did it and the item was given back without the person knowing. My significant other told me this story like it was funny. Yeah, that'd have me looking at him with the side eye, that's for sure. I was disturbed. It feels immature at best and unethical at worst. It feels like a biological hazard waiting to happen at worst, mate. Not just unethical. Just because no one technically likes this co-worker, that doesn't justify doing what they did. Since starting this job, I feel like my significant other's maturity level has regressed significantly. I am losing respect and questioning our future over the shift I'm seeing. Am I overreacting to see this as a serious character issue? No, because, he is a big old childish butthole at the best. But if he is so stupid that he doesn't understand how absolutely dangerous it is to be poking a food item into a toilet and then giving it to some poor unsuspecting person who is then going to eat it and could get seriously ill from that, he is an absolute idiot. Lacking brain cells level of idiot. What the hell? He sounds like he's like a teenage boy, not a grown man with a job. So, some of OOP's comments. OOP adds, apparently this co-worker is secretly hated by everyone. Doesn't make it any better. I could never fathom doing that to anyone, no matter how much I didn't like them. Has he always had behavioural issues like this? You're talking about him like he's like a rabid dog. I mean, fair. It's annoying because he would always come home and tell me how immature all of the employees are there, etc. But then he slowly started showing signs of the same immaturity he was describing. But this absolutely floored me and completely changed the way I view him as a person, hence the username. This is not the person I married. So we have an update the next day. Context, my significant other gave a co-worker the idea to dunk another employee's food in a public toilet as a prank, and it was carried out. Significant other thought it was funny. I'm disturbed by the ethics, the risk to his job, and what feels like a major decline in their maturity since starting the job. We have children, and this behaviour puts our financial stability at major risk. That's concerning. Yes, that's concerning. Update, hours after calmly explaining how this behaviour could affect our family, it was acknowledged. Then hours later, they completely dismissed what I said and, in writing, sent a message to another co-worker higher up than them about wanting to knock that same co-worker's teeth out of their mouth. The immaturity is beyond repair. I plan on setting them down tonight and potentially discussing a trial separation until they can get their shit together. I am officially done. Some of OOP's comments. OOP adds, what really sucks is that you can be with a person for years and you think everything is great and then you have a kid and shit goes sideways. Electric Cookie says, that's not a prank, that's a poisoning. A prank is cutting up an apple and sticking in an orange peel. Dipping someone's food in toilet water is an act that can be reasonably led to sickness. It's a violation of someone else's bodily autonomy. You want your children learning this is appropriate behaviour? OOP says, not at all. That's why there needs to be consequences, and I am seriously reconsidering my choices. And then So Lost in Here says, or he could be like me. It's not good either way, but before I learned to stop, I would desire friendship and camaraderie so much that I would become like the people who accepted me. Even the awful ones. The difference here seems to be that they, participated instead of just standing by and letting it happen. I don't know, I just know the behaviour is crap. So then the OOP says, what helped you stop the behaviour? I'm proud of you for realising it and doing something to stop it. The behaviour is more than crap, it's embarrassing. We are well into our 30s and you would think that having children that you need to provide for would be the forefront of all your decisions, especially when you're in a professional setting. And then squirrels are evil. What did the squirrels do? 2479 says, are you going to report him to the co-worker that was abused or to his company? And then OOP says, seriously considering it after I get my finances in order. I'm morally outraged, like the shock still hasn't worn off. This is giving me so much of the ick, like honestly, because contaminated food is a big, is a big fear of mine. It's making me uncomfy. So, update post 2 days later, 3 days from the original post. So, no amount of calmly explaining or simplifying how inappropriate his behaviour has been since starting this new job has made him understand. I had a very blunt and direct conversation with my significant other about how unacceptable his actions were at work. As expected, he deflected and made excuses. I shut that down immediately. For anyone who does not know the context, my significant other suggested to a co-worker that they should dunk another co-worker's sealed food item into a public toilet. When I confronted him about how disgusting and serious that was, he doubled down and sent a written message joking about assaulting this same individual to his boss. The boss is equally immature, if not worse. Wow, this story just gets better and better, doesn't it? That's who'd you go to at that point? Who? Here are the excuses he gave. He was on the clock, but the co-worker who actually tampered with the food was off the clock. Doesn't matter. It happened in the office. It doesn't matter. The co-worker who followed through has a mental disability and took the joke too seriously. I'm not being funny, but I have a feeling they knew full well that that was not okay. That is definitely not an excuse, at all. The head boss talks like that all the time, so he did not see the harm in doing the same. Well, that's concerning then. The co-worker whose food was tampered with is an alleged drug user, so he feels no empathy towards them. So? It doesn't mean you get to dunk their food in water. Oh my god, talk about the levels of having a superiority complex here with this flipping significant other. Oh my goodness. Other co-workers were also suggesting ways to tamper with the food. None of that changes the fact that this happened at work. None of it changes the fact that he is the sole provider for our family and our children. None of it excuses risking our financial security over middle school level behaviour. Since starting this job, the level of immaturity has come out of nowhere. What concerns me the most is that he does not fear consequences because he believes the co-worker will never find out. He does not believe that there will be legal or professional repercussions. He does not know that when I am financially able to, I plan to inform the employee about what happened. I'm not sure I could keep that to myself, you know? I think I'd be wanting to tell them, like, now. Honestly. This sounds like workplace bullying. Like, this guy is a bully and so are his co-workers. I do wonder if this person that they've done this to isn't this terrible, awful person and is just that one unfortunate person in the workplace that seems to get singled out and used as basically the stress ball for everyone else in the office. That's disgusting. I have sacrificed everything to be a stay-at-home mother. I do not have my own income. I do not have a village. So for him to claim the weight of being the sole provider while actively putting our livelihood at risk feels like a slap in the face. My focus is my children. I said what I needed to say. What he chooses to do from here will determine his own future. I made it clear that this behaviour is divorce-worthy. I cannot leave immediately because I will not make my children homeless, but I am done tolerating this. I will find a way to create an income and stability for myself one way or another. I am done. And then OOP's comment, Awaybit3382 says, been following this, I think it's got to the point where you need to consult a lawyer and not Reddit keyboard lawyers. If this is true. OP says, I'm hoping I can find a lawyer in my area that can give a free consultation. So that's all we've got on that. I will keep my eye out for any other updates on that, but so far that is all we have. I'm really hoping someone tells this co-worker, because my goodness, that is genuinely so dangerous. Like, that poor person. I do feel like this is workplace bullying. I honestly think that's what it is. Because if they were so bad and so disruptive within the workplace, surely there would be a way for upper management to get rid of them, you know? Anyway, let's have a look at what the comments of the Best of Redditor Updates post have to say, shall we? So, Otterbox23211 says, a common theme I see on Reddit is pranks that are in reality not pranks. This is bullying, if not assault. Exactly. And then B Sweet says, a prank should be funny and entertaining to both parties. This isn't in any way or form. It's plain old harassment. Yes, it is. Like, oh my goodness. And it's grown adults in a workplace as well. Like, honestly, sometimes it makes you feel just like so frustrated reading these things. Because one, we can't tell that poor co-worker what has happened. And two, I just think, what on earth is wrong with you? You are an adult. Act like it. My goodness, don't bully people. Like, you're acting like a 12-year-old boy. So, next post, also posted by Luciaria Rose. Genuinely didn't plan that. That's just a complete coincidence. He wants to call off my divorce because my cancer treatment was successful. So yeah, big trigger warning for this one. I have a feeling this one's going to be one that makes you feel very, very angry. Obviously with talks of cancer and what have you. So if that is something you think that maybe you can't cope with today, not a problem. This will be the last post that I will read today, so feel free to dip out. There's loads of other videos to choose from to watch, or even watch something else, I don't know. But I will catch you in the next one. So it was posted originally by No Name Throwaway 6745 to r/true off my chest. So Luciaria Rose isn't the original poster, of course, just the person who compiled it for us, like her lovely little bean. And it was originally posted August 28th, 2022. When I was diagnosed with testicular cancer, he filed for divorce because he said it would be too much to take care of me. In my province, you have to live separately and apart for 1 year before a divorce is granted. Since he left, I've had surgery and chemotherapy, and my latest checkup shows no evidence of disease. Yay! I'm so happy for you, OP. I mean, this was like, what, 3.5 years ago? trying to work it out. But still, hopefully that is still the case. When he found that out, I don't know how, he applied in court to withdraw the divorce application. He told me that we can stay married since I'm no longer sick, and was actually shocked when I blocked the divorce withdrawal petition through my own lawyer. I don't want to be married to him after what he did. Absolutely not, no. Is he insane? Like, how can he think that he can just come back after leaving you when you needed him the most and be like, oh, it's all right, we can stay together now because you're not ill? Nah, mate, get on your bike. Go on, off your pop. What the hell? Some of OOP's comments, not an evil AI, says, I'm going to guess from this, the divorce wasn't the case of we divorce on paper so medical bills don't screw our family over. As such, what an ass move. Dump them. No empathy. And then the OOP says, my province covered everything. My only bill was for the TV to be hooked up in the hospital room after surgery. All my medical stuff was covered by MSI. And then Ellie Starr says, nurses are trained to counsel the recently diagnosed spouses of men about this. Men leave their sick partners at a far higher rate than women. I have heard that as well. Yeah, I've seen the statistics, and that's sad, honestly. OOP then says, I was warned about this by the medical staff after my diagnosis, and I naively thought it would never happen to me. That's even sadder that the medical staff actually warned the OP that this could happen, like that they see that often. Ugh. Editors know I'm including this comment because OOP's response made me laugh. Oh, okay. So Joe fucks up and it says in brackets that they were severely downvoted and mocked. Wait, how did you even get testicular cancer? Don't you need testicles to get it? Ah, Joe fucks up has never heard of a gay marriage before, apparently. OOP says, wait, how did you even get testicular cancer? Might be a family history since 2 of my uncles also have had it. Don't you need testicles to get it? Yes. Why do you ask? Love it. So, update March 7th, 2026, 3.5 years later. So I did work it out right. Look at me, go me. My divorce was made official yesterday. I am so happy for you, OP. It sounds weird saying I'm happy for you that you're divorced, but I feel like this is a good thing. It's over. 4.5 years of hell and being in limbo, and now it is over. Last night was probably the best sleep I've had in years. Maybe only second to the day I was told that there was no evidence of disease. I feel like shouting from the rooftops because I'm free. I was diagnosed with testicular cancer on August 30th, 2021. 7 days later, my ex-husband told me that he was leaving me because it would be too much to take care of me, and he didn't sign up to be a nurse. When I had my first appointment with the oncologist a few days after my diagnosis, I was given a warning about men leaving their spouses when there is an illness. But I never thought it would happen to me. Every person in my support group who was married to a man had it happen to them too. That is honestly so sad. It was eye-opening. I spent almost a year going through treatment. I had surgery, I had chemotherapy, and it almost killed me. But in August of 2022, I was told that there was no evidence of disease. I don't know how he found out, but when he did, he wanted to call off the divorce because I had gotten better. Sling your up, pal. He was absolutely shocked when I moved forward with the divorce and did everything he could to drag it out. I'm so glad the court finally saw through his games and now the divorce is made official. 4 years and 6 months after he left. I haven't seen or spoken to him in years, and I don't plan to ever again. Still no evidence of disease. Yay! I got a great new job with the provincial government. I'm planning a vacation for my 40th birthday. Most importantly, I'm free. I am so happy for you, OP. And I am so glad that you got rid of that dead weight that is your ex-husband. Honestly, you didn't need to be dragging that around. You had enough to deal with, my love. One of OOP's comments, Baba Mum says, "Oh wow, so men do this to other men, not just women. Would you have left him if he'd got cancer?" OOP says, "No, never in a million years. The thought that someone, including me, would leave when their spouse got sick never even crossed my mind. When I had my first appointment after my diagnosis, and when I was warned about men leaving their spouses, I thought they were mistaken and just plain wrong. I was humbled a few days later." And then top comment, Linny Pixie says, "I remember you. Happy you got rid of both cancers." I love that. That's great. So down in the comments of the Best of Redditor Updates post, Beach Pellini says, "Happy you got rid of both cancers. Really is the most succinct response to all of this. Yes." And then Bug Hunter says, "It's sad when getting rid of the relationship cancer takes 4 times longer than the testicular cancer. Honestly, yeah." So then Exciting Telephone 65 says, "That is absolutely beyond anything I've ever read. Ridiculous. Sounds like the courts did in fact not see through his ex's games." Honestly, yeah, because it took so long. It should never have taken that long. But I'm so glad that it's done for the OP now and they get to move on. They have a new lease on life. They've got rid of the cancer. They've got rid of the ex. They can start a complete fresh. And I'm very happy for them. And I hope they grab that fresh start with both hands and enjoy it. Okay, so I think that's all we've got time for today. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Covenant Void. Welcome! Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Don't forget to leave an offer and another comment for Big Al. Remember, he likes them, he needs them, he feeds off them. Bye!